Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Carroll Indoor Sports Center, celebrating its 30th season. 66,000 square feet of fields and courts. Rain or shine, multiple soccer and lacrosse leagues. Artificial turf fields and courts to rent. Party rooms and snack bar available. Summer camp for the kids. Safe indoor environment for athletes of all ages. Carroll Indoor Sports Center, your sport, anytime.
CMSportsNet is made possible by Genova's To Go, Carroll Links, Carroll Indoor Sports Center, and Absolute Landscapes. You're watching the Central Maryland Sports Network, a community media center programming service.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.
Game On is brought to you by Aquino Financial Services.
Hi there, I'm Pat Stetzer, and welcome to the Spring Sports Season Preview episode of Game On. It's time to head back outside for another exciting season, and CMSportsNet has got you covered. We'll look into each boys lacrosse and girls lacrosse team as they prepare to get a new season started, and we'll check in with tennis, track, baseball, and softball. Plus, we'll get you set for our first Game of the Week broadcast. So let's get started. It's Game On. The boys lacrosse season figures to be competitive and exciting, with one team going after a fourth county title in 5 years and another trying to get past a state finalist finish from 2024. First, let's take a look at the 2024 boys lacrosse standings. You can see Century and Westminster with 5-1 records, but the Knights took the crown because of a head-to-head win over the Owls. Now it's time for a team-by-team recap of the past season, and we'll start with the reigning county champs. Century overcame a tough first month of the season and won a third county title in the span of 4 years. And now the Knights want to repeat with a relatively young bunch. They graduated their top scorer in Brad Brown. He posted 30 goals and 29 assists. But they bring back talent such as junior Quentin Duncan and sophomores Mikey Burns and Will Cody. The Knights opened their county schedule April 1st against rival South Carroll. More on the Knights in a little bit. Westminster's only in-county loss came against Century. The Owls went 5-1 but missed out on repeating as champions. Still, they bring back their top 2 scorers from last season, attackmen Jack Hitchcock and Chase Zepp. Hitchcock 5th in the county in scoring with 50 points, and Zepp was right behind him with 48, and they combined for 52 goals. Coach Mike Fleming has 9 seniors on the roster, but said his team's goalie situation is up in the air to start the year as they try to find that replacement for the graduated Connor McNamara. He had 205 saves last spring. The Owls opened their county slate just last Tuesday against Liberty, and their next CCL game is April 4th against South Carroll. Winters Mill has the distinction of being the only county team to finish with a winning record in 2024. The Falcons were 9-8 overall and 4-2 in the county, led by the reigning CMSportsNet Player of the Year, Camden Deming. He graduated last spring after leading the county with 48 goals, and Big Mill also lost Reed Postlewaite to graduation. He was Player of the Year back in 2023. Coach Darian Metter only has 4 seniors on the roster this year, but junior Chase Oropolo is ready to fill in at either midfield or attack. Plus, junior Carter Whistle is back in goal. Winters Mill visits Manchester Valley on Thursday in its county opener. Man Valley went 3-3 in the CCAL last year and lost by 2 goals to Century, then got revenge on the Knights in the regional playoffs. The Mavericks won that one 12-7, and they went on to play in the Class 2A state quarterfinals. Man Valley brings back the county's top scorer, senior attackman Gavin Reed, who finished with 66 points, 44 goals, and 22 assists. Senior Connor Feek and Matthew Ferran are also back to give Coach John Piper some balance on offense. The Mavs host Winters Mill on Thursday in their first Carroll County game of the new season. South Carroll has a new coach in Nick Jaconis, who played for the Cavaliers and graduated back in 2012. He inherits a program coming off a 4-9 season in 2024. The Cavs beat rival Liberty during the regular season, but lost in overtime to the eventual state finalists in the playoffs. Speaking of the Lions, who made it to the 1A state final last year, they opened the 2025 campaign with a new coach as well. Former Bethany College player and Pennsylvania native Cody Bergman is the new Liberty coach. He's got a squad that went 9-10 and 2-4 in county play. Top scorers Riley Wickline and Matthew Brandell are back. Wickline scoring 90 goals and Brandell handing out 20 assists a year ago. Also back is keeper Jamison Eder, who totaled 186 saves as a sophomore. Liberty's county opener took place Tuesday against Westminster, and the Lions have South Carroll on Friday, and more on that game in a little bit. Francis Scott Key didn't win a county game last spring. The Eagles will have to fill the void of graduating their top scorer in Graham Johns. He posted 25 goals and 14 assists, but Eagles dropped 3 of those county games by 3 goals or less, including an overtime loss to state finalist Liberty. FSK coach Connor Brown also graduated top threats Gary Bavetta and Ray Whittington, but the Eagles have a host of athletes on the roster, led by senior midfielder Bryson Lookingbill and defensive mid-midi Ben Leonarda. FSK faces Winters Mill on April 3rd in its county opener. All right, time to see the stats leaders from last season. Names in italics are those players that graduated after last year. You see Gavin Reed, we talked about him. The county's leading scorer is back for Man Valley, along with Westminster tandem Jack Hitchcock and Chase Zepp. The Mavs also have Connor Feek in the fold. We mentioned Winters Mill's Camden Deming, the reigning CMSportsNet Player of the Year for boys lacrosse. He led the Falcons in scoring and gave them back-to-back Player of the Year picks. Deming took his game to Stevenson University and recently scored his first collegiate goal in the Mustangs game against Salisbury on March 22nd. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a few games to watch for this boys lacrosse season. We have Liberty hosting South Carroll this week. The Owls and Mavericks tangle in a few weeks, and the Champs get a Saturday matinee matchup with Westminster in early May. That's just before the regional playoffs are set to begin. I said we'd come back around to the Century, and now it's time. The Knights have a young roster, but they do have one that is filled with talent, and they're ready to go after another Carroll County title. Century turned things around last spring to win 5 straight Carroll County Athletic League boys lacrosse games and capture a 3rd Carroll County title in 4 seasons. And the Knights are ready for another challenge in 2025. Jeremy Benson starts his 10th season as Century's coach, and he said the Knights will be flying around the field this year.
We're going to play a little bit more aggressive than our offense is a lot more of a free-form offense where we're just letting the athletes kind of get out there and run and put them in good spots and make sure we're making the right shape, a little less structure, and just letting the boys get reps and play.
Century graduated top scorer Brad Brown, but they return a few major offensive threats. Sophomore Mikey Burns is back after scoring 23 goals in attack. And joining him up top or in the midfield is fellow sophomore Will Koenig, who put in 16 goals in 2024. Koenig said he likes Century's chances to succeed, and he'll play wherever Coach Benson wants him to.
Wherever they put me, I'm going to just try to do my job, do whatever I can, get, assists, goals, whatever I can, just work the ball around.
Sophomore goalie Jacob Ushamersky is one of Century's team captains, and he's coming off a freshman season in which he totaled 130 saves. Ush, as his teammates and coaches call him, said the Knights have a new look, but the same mentality.
Our offense is completely different this year. It's not all focused on like a one-man play. It's more of like a split thing. Like we have more than one guy this year who can do it. And like our freshman Noah, he's really good. He's going to help our offense a lot this season.
Century is raving about freshman attackman Noah Tignall, who should find his way into Knights' free-flowing offense. And with a defense anchored by seniors Dom D'Amico and JT Ferguson, Century says it's ready to defend that county title despite being on the younger side.
Yeah, with the guys we have, they're super young. I think the oldest guy, we have one senior on the offense, and the rest of them are sophomores. We have a dog freshman, and it's just really exciting because even our defense is younger. We have 2 seniors with me and Dom. They're all super young and they're willing to learn, and that's the most important thing.
We've been ready since day one. Like we're ready to go no matter what against whoever.
Time for a player profile for Century. We have 2 young Knights, sophomores Mikey Burns and Will Koenig. You can expect the reigning champs to have a host of young players streaking toward the goal this spring, led by these 2. Boys lacrosse games are already underway and the county standings will begin to take shape within the next few weeks. Stay locked in with CMSportsNet as we find out which teams have what it takes to finish on top. Now let's shift to girls lacrosse, where several teams are trying to avenge how their 2024 seasons came to an end while navigating through a challenging county schedule. And first up, a look at the 2024 county standings. Man Valley got through unblemished. The Mavericks were unbeaten until the state semifinals, and South Carroll also claimed a regional title last spring. All right, time to delve a little deeper into each team for a season in review. So let's begin with Manchester Valley. The Mavericks won another county title in 2024, and they put together a 17-0 record before facing Glenelg in the state semifinals. The Gladiators kept the ball away long enough for a 6-4 win, and that frustrated the Mavs plenty. Back for one more go is senior midfielder Emma Penchik, the 2-time reigning CMSportsNet Player of the Year, and she's one of close to 20 returning players for longtime coach Joey Grzicki to shape into another state title contender. More on Man Valley coming up in a few moments. Century finished second in the county standings at 5-1. The Knights fell short against Man Valley in the regional finals actually. In fact, Century lost twice last spring and both times came against the Mavericks. Coach Becky Groves gets one of her top scorers back, senior Natalie Opatowski, who poured in 54 goals in 2024. A Century newcomer is senior Allison Fling, who comes over from Garrison Forest, and she's already committed to play in Florida next year. Liberty's quest to win a 4th straight state title came to an end in the regional finals at the hands of county foe South Carroll, but the Lions still went 9-6 despite losing 3 games by 4 goals or fewer. Liberty graduated its top scorer in Annika Ray, but coach Tom Brandell has more than a handful of talented returners. Senior attacker Maddie Smith is back. She had 66 points and led the team with 38 assists last year. Watch out for seniors Sophia Carpenetti and Courtney Goff to help form a potent scoring trio along with Smith for the Lions. Liberty took on Westminster in its county opener on Tuesday. The Lions faced South Carroll on Friday. Speaking of the Cavaliers, they came up 1 goal short against Falston in the 1A state quarterfinals after posting a 3-3 Carroll County record, and Coach Bridget Scanlon knows her squad is motivated from that setback. South Carroll has top-of-the-line talent in Maryland commit senior Leah Miller, a midfielder who recently reached 200 career goals, and she's coming off her junior year that saw her lead the county with 82 goals. She'll get help from senior midfielder Charlotte Harrington and junior attacker Ava Krantz, among others. South Carroll hosts Liberty on Friday in the Cavs County opener. Westminster has a new varsity coach in Taylor Carhart, a former Man Valley standout who played at nearby Mount St. Mary's. Carhart has a young bunch this spring with only 4 seniors on the roster alongside 8 sophomores and 4 freshmen. Junior Aspen Higgs is the Owls' top returning scorer after she went for 24 goals and 28 points last season. Also back is junior goalie Corinne Michael, who stopped 55 shots in 2024. Westminster's first county matchup came Tuesday against Liberty. Next up for the Owls, city rival Winters Mill on April 1st. Staying with Winters Mill, which struggled against county competition last spring, an up-and-down season overall, but the Falcons and coach Jess Wynn returned their leading scorer in Sienna Perryman. The senior attacker finished 5th in the county last spring with 81 points. She's already off to a hot start, 8 goals and 6 assists in Big Mill's first 2 games. Also back is junior attacker Rowan Dorsey and senior goalie Allison Vallandingham, who led the county in saves with 137. The Falcons' first county game is Thursday against reigning champ Manchester Valley.
Falcons goal.
Francis Scott Key graduated its top scorer in Drew Watkins, who tallied 38 goals and 49 points last year. The Eagles were 6-3 outside of the county, however, and coach Shannon Stull has some returning firepower. Lily Bertier is one of those players. The junior midfielder had 21 goals for FSK last year. She had 4 goals in Key's win over Walkersville last week. Francis Scott Key waits until April 3rd for a Carroll County game, and it's Winters Mill. All right, now we can take a look at the stats leaders from last year. Scoring leaders, same as the boys, with names in italics, meaning that player graduated last year. The top scorers are all back for their teams, Emma Penchik, Taylor Feek, and Leah Miller, who we mentioned, just hit 200 career goals for the Cavaliers. We've already mentioned the reigning player of the year, Man Valley's Emma Penchik. She came into the season with 227 goals. The all-time mark for the county is 307, set by Century's Katie Schwarzman, and the Mavericks program record for career goals is 300. That was set by Lizzie Colson. Let's take a look at a few games to watch for in the girls lacrosse calendar in 2025. April, a busy month for most teams. The Owls and Falcons renew their city rivalry April 1st. And check out that afternoon game on the 17th at Severna Park, the reigning Class 3A state champs, and Man Valley gets the Falcons in a holiday tournament matchup. Now we can shine the CMSportsNet spotlight on Manchester Valley one more time as the Mavericks get ready to go after another county championship and cap the spring with a different outcome than the one that took place last season. Manchester Valley always enters a girls lacrosse season with high expectations, and 2025 is no different. The Mavericks went unbeaten in Carroll County play to repeat as champions and reach the Class 2A state semifinals, but fell short against Glenelg. Shelly Brzezicki comes into year 16 as Man Valley's coach with the same mindset: get better in every game and be one of the last 4 teams standing in late May.
We're really fortunate. We're returning 17 varsity players from last season, so lots of leadership and lots of people with experience. They've worked really hard in the off-season. They're a really close-knit group. Preseason's been fun. They're really enjoying spending time with each other, trying to find the best combination of players that work well together on the field right now. Lots of competition every day of practice. Without a doubt, they're thinking about the way that last season ended, no matter what we're saying to them. The one thing we've said to them is one play at a time, but we have to make each play count. I think last year we got a little bit in that comfort zone of like, okay, if we don't get this play, we'll get the next one. But I think for them, we're just reminding them that every play, whether it's the first one of the game, the one in the middle, or the end, is going to make a difference. And so we're working towards that consistency.
The Mavericks went 17-1 last season, 1 year removed from an undefeated state championship campaign. Many players from that team are still here, including 2-time CMSportsNet Player of the Year, Emma Penchik. The senior midfielder said she and the Mavs can't wait to get things started.
We're really excited. We are using all of our scrimmages as really good practices for us, getting all the reps we need. We talk about it every single day, how excited we're to be out on the field together with each other, whether it's seniors with our one last year together with our team. We're actually super excited.
Penchik led Carroll County in scoring last spring with 81 goals and 112 points, and she has a chance to become the county's all-time goals leader with another huge season. Expect defenses to key on Penchik, so she'll need some help. Bringing back sophomore midfielder Taylor Feek, who had the second most points in the CCAL at 93, certainly doesn't hurt. And she's not the only standout on Man Valley's roster.
I mean, we worked really hard last season, and we're just trying to push ourselves 10 times harder this season. We obviously have a goal, but we need to continue to build up every single game, so we're just going to keep working as hard as we can.
Man Valley's county title defense officially begins March 27th on the road against Winters Mill. A challenging county schedule also includes non-county games against Hereford, Oakdale, and Severna Park.
We're really excited. I mean, we've been working our butts off, and I think we're really excited this year, and I think we have a good group of girls, and we're confident in ourselves this year, and I think it's going pretty good so far. I mean, our scrimmages have been well, and I just think we picked up right where we left off.
And I think we're just really good at working together as a team and not making it an individual sport and just keeping it cohesive all together.
Over to a player profile for Man Valley girls lacrosse now. Plenty of firepower on the field in Manchester. Feek had a stellar freshman debut, and Bittinger gives her team some upperclassmen leadership as well. Just like the boys game, girls lacrosse figures to be an exciting season with talent on display across the county, and as always, CMSportsNet's got you covered. We haven't forgotten the other spring sports. Let's turn our attention now for a minute to baseball and look at the county standings from 2024. UC Liberty won the county title a second outright in a row and 4th overall, and the Lions played in the 1A state quarterfinals. Man Valley reached the 3A state quarters as well. Time to see some of the stats leaders from the season to go. Offensive leaders first, and Nate Martin returns this spring for the county champs, as does Will Molman for Westminster. He had a monster junior year. Pitching leaders are next. The Owls also bring back junior Brandon Barrett, who had 4 wins and a 3.12 ERA, and Liberty counters with Carter Shanks, who went 5-1 with a sub-2 ERA for the Lions. Now we shift to softball and check out the 2024 county standings. Francis Scott Key repeated as county champs. Eagles made it all the way to the 1A state semifinals. Liberty fell short in the regional finals. The Lions were one of 4 teams to post an overall winning record. Some softball stats leaders to show you now from the previous spring. Jasmine Klein led FSK with her pitching and hitting to the tune of 44 RBIs and a .369 average at the plate. Aaron Martin is also back for the Lions, as is Riley Weinbrunner of Westminster. And pitching stats now, and Jasmine Klein powered Key to the state Final Four with an 18-1 record and a 1.92 ERA. Let's go ahead and look at the Tennis County standings from 2024. Boys first, you can see Liberty with an unbeaten regular season. The Lions won their 2nd straight title and 3rd in 4 seasons, and then crowned Class 1A boys doubles state champs, Arjun Mistry and Hayden Speece. Michael Mooney was part of a mixed doubles state title for South Carroll. The girls' county standings ended in a 3-way tie for the title. Liberty, Man Valley shared the crown, and it was South Carroll's first of any kind since 2007. Sydney Mossman teamed with Mooney for that 1A mixed doubles title for the Cavs, who also got girls' doubles state championship from Caroline Aleftiris and Aubrey Lillycrop. Let's take a look at the county track and field championship results from a year ago, the county meet, and first up, the boys. Winters Mill won the team title for the first time since 2011. The Mavericks took 2nd, falling short of a 3rd team victory in as many years. Liberty had 1A state champs in the 4x800 relay and Ryan Volmer in the pole vault, and Century's Ryan Hartranft won the 2A title in the 1600 run. Over to the girls, it was Man Valley with the team county win. It was also the Mavericks' first ever girls Carroll County track title, thanks in part to Elizabeth Sisbalski, who later won 3A gold in the 800 run. 2A state champs were Century's Kaylin Stein in the 800 and Emily Matroka in the 1600. The Knights also ran first in the 4x8 relay, and South Carroll's Delaney Freed won the 1A pole vault state crown. We'll be tracking baseball and softball through the spring, and we'll have tennis and track updates for you along the way. You'll be able to follow all the 2025 Carroll County spring sports. All right, time for a quick break. When we come back, it's back to lacrosse and some recent highlights and a preview of our first Game of the Week broadcast. So don't go away. Game On is coming right back.
Hello, my name is Clara Lawson.
And I'm Ava Diffenderfer.
And we're proud to play the iconic daughter-mother duo in this year's musical production at Winters Mill High School.
Freaky Friday! In this fresh retelling of the Disney cult classic, estranged and grumpy daughter Ellie Blake just wants to be a normal teenager, to eat how she wants, dress how she wants.
But all that becomes a little difficult when her high-strung perfectionist mom, Catherine, is getting remarried to her new love, and she's making sure that everyone knows it. Between planning her own wedding, ignoring her children.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far.
And that giant stick up her butt.
Hey!
Tensions are running higher than ever.
Well, I'm sure she'd appreciate it if her daughter showed a little more enthusiasm instead of focusing on that silly scavenger game.
It's called The Hunt, Mom, and it's not silly, it's super important. Not that you'd understand anyway.
Well, with emotional wounds festering beneath the surface, these two are suddenly forced into a wacky, magical adventure ripe with absurdity, humor, yes, humor, and a pinch of bittersweet exposition pertaining to the modern socio-economical climate of troubled families.
Exhibit A of the Blake family personal issues.
Ellie and Catherine may finally learn what it means to live a day in someone else's shoes.
Freaky Friday will be performed at Winters Mill High School on March 28th and 29th, as well as April 4th and 5th.
All shows at 7 p.m. Tickets available at My School Bucks or cash only at the door. Gear up! Adult volunteers are needed for robotics tournaments. First Chesapeake, part of a global robotics community for youth ages 4 to 18, seeks adult volunteers to serve as referees, judges, and support staff at tournaments across Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia each year from November to April. No robotics experience is required. These free events inspire youth to explore STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Each competitive robotics tournament hosts hundreds of students, volunteers, coaches, and spectators fostering leadership, teamwork, and innovation. Join the excitement and help shape the future of STEM and beyond. Volunteer today. Sign up online at firstchesapeake.org/volunteer. To donate or become a partner, visit firstchesapeake.org/support. Let's inspire the next generation to gear up for the future.
Hey there, I'm Pat Stetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
Each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss The Score and More podcast, presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels. Welcome back to Game On. Let's jump back into the action and start with girls lacrosse, which got underway last Friday. And first up, we have some recent girls lacrosse results. The Cavaliers outlasted the Generals in triple overtime Monday after Century and Westminster each posted season opening wins. And Gerstel Academy got past Liberty in the season opener from the Lions Den in Eldersburg. All right, first quarter action between the Falcons and Lions. Sophia Carpenetti finding Courtney Goff, and the fellow senior has the first goal of the year. Gerstel trails 2-0 late in the quarter, but Lauren Polk puts the Falcons on the board after a nice feed from Piper Gallagher right here. Liberty leads by 2 once more when Gallagher finds Morgan Steigerwald this time, and she finds the net for Gerstel. Tied up at 3 apiece, Gallagher comes in from the right side and rips this shot into the top part of the net. The Falcons have their first lead of the day. A free position chance for Liberty with the Lions down by 2. Senior Maddie Smith makes a nice move to score. That made it 7-6, and it's the same score, and this time it's Goff to Carpenetti for a nice goal, and Liberty draws even with Gerstel. We're tied up 7-7. Fourth quarter action now, and it's Gallagher with a free position, and she converts for the Falcons. Gerstel leads 9-7 at this point. The Falcons hang on to win by 1 behind 3 goals each from Gallagher and Steigerwald. A look now at some other games to watch in the coming week. Winters Mill hosting the Mavericks on Thursday. The Lions have a pair of county matchups on tap as well. Then it's South Carolina Century on April 1st and a big early season showdown. Now some recent boys lacrosse scores to see. Winters Mill 2-0 after the Falcons shut out the Lightning. FSK fell in overtime to Walkersville, and Liberty beat the Cougars in their opener last week. Some upcoming boys lacrosse games. The Owls hosting Towson on Friday. Century gets the Cavaliers on April Fool's Day, one night after facing Delaney on the road. We have our first Game of the Week broadcast on tap this Friday when Liberty hosts South Carroll in a Carroll County boys lacrosse clash. And let's go right into the team stats. And these team stats reflect the 2024 season for these rivals. Liberty was 7.5 goals scored per game against South Carroll's defense that gave up 9.2 per game. But of course, that was last season. Now we'll move ahead. We have players to watch for the matchup on Friday. And we have Cutter Stanton and Ethan Carpenetti. Stanton posted 20 goals last spring for the Cavaliers, and Carpenetti had 28, including 1 in the 1A state final against Falston. So it's the Cavaliers and Lions and their rivalry from Eldersburg on Friday night, the first Game of the Week broadcast for the 2025 spring season. Former Cavaliers coach Grady Breen joins me on the call. Pre-game coverage will start ahead of the expected 6:30 start time from the Lions Den in Eldersburg. And that will do it for the spring sports season preview show episode of Game On. As always, we thank you for watching. We've got plenty of lacrosse action coming your way this season, so stay tuned for more information as the spring gets going. And don't forget, we will resume our CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week selection starting next week, and we'll recognize some of the top athletes the county has to offer. Here's a quick look at the 2024 Spring Athlete of the Week collection, but we're hitting the reset button in 2025, so stay tuned to find out who we choose. Be sure to catch all of our high school sports content online on Facebook and YouTube, and you can also visit our website, cmsportsnet.com. You can watch us on cable channel HD 1072, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. That's CMSportsNet Action. As always, thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Game On is brought to you by Aquino Financial Services.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.
CMSportsNet is made possible by Genova's To Go, Carroll Links, Carroll Indoor Sports Center, and Absolute Landscapes.
Hungry? Genova's To Go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's To Go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's To Go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's To Go. Genova's To Go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's To Go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Carroll Indoor Sports Center, celebrating its 30th season. 66,000 square feet of fields and courts. Rain or shine, multiple soccer and lacrosse leagues. Artificial turf fields and courts to rent. Party rooms and snack bar available. Summer camp for the kids. Safe indoor environment for athletes of all ages. Carroll Indoor Sports Center, your sport, anytime.